Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys.
Hi guys!
Hello, we are from second group and we will discuss about describing teachers.
And here I will presentation about describing teacher. The first we must know what is teacher. In this chapter there are many metaphors to describe a teacher. Sometimes teacher is like actor because I think teacher is always on the stage like in front of student or anything like that. And teacher also like artista conductor because I think they always direct the conversation and set the tone. And other side, teacher also like gardener because teacher always plants it and then grow. A definition of teacher is someone whose job to teach. Teaching. Menurut Kamus Besar Bahasa Inggris Cambridge, teaching is to give or train someone a knowledge. Sedangkan menurut Kamus Besar English Longman, teaching is showing someone how to do something or change one's idea. And we conclude that teacher is someone who are able to provide knowledge to student how to do something and also change student ideas from student not knowing to knowing. Jadi merubah dari yang asalnya siswa itu tidak bisa menjadi bisa, dari yang asalnya tidak tahu menjadi tahu, like that. Is teacher and learning. However, in the current curriculum, it has been emphasized that teaching is student-centered. In other means, in this situation, the teacher is no longer a knowledge giver, controlling or authority, but teacher is a facilitator and recourse for student to use. The teacher only encourage and direct in the student learning. The more active in this learning is a student. Students are required to be able to find and deliver learning material. Dalam kurikulum kali ini yang lebih dituntut untuk lebih aktif dalam pembelajaran itu kan seorang murid, siswa. Jadi siswa itu dituntut untuk bisa bagaimana bisa nyari materi sendiri, nyampein materi kan, kayak di siswanya teh disuruh presentasi kan otomatis nyari materi presentasi itu si siswa nyari materinya sendiri terus nyampein ke teman-temannya. Jadi definisi guru menurut kurikulum kali ini tuh kayak gak sepenuhnya guru tuh menjadi pemberi knowledge, pemberi pengetahuan. Jadi yang lebih aktif dalam mencari pengetahuan itu adalah seorang siswa. Next material will explain by Alka.
The next material is the role as teacher. This part aimed to facilitate the student progress in some way, and let's outline one of the most popular teacher's role. Harmony state that it makes more sense to describe different teachers' role and say what they are useful for rather than make value judgment about their effectiveness. So, in the classroom, our role as teacher may change from one activity to another activity. And if we are fluent to making this change, our effectiveness as teacher is greatly in change to facilitate the student progress. And in this part, the role as teacher are divided into several parts. The first is controller. Teachers are in charge of the class and all of the activity. They take the role, tell students things, organize drill, read aloud, and exemplify the qualities of teacher from the classroom. In many educational contexts, this is the most common teacher role. The second is organizer. Organizing the class is to get student attention, engaged, and ready for the activity. Teacher have to organize students to do various activities such as giving them information, demonstrating what is going to happen, guiding them in the performance of the activity, grouping students, closing things down when it is to stop, and organizing some kind of feedback like question. But organizer drawback is if instructions are not clear, the student will not understand what they are supposed to do and may not get full advantage from an activity. The third is assessor. A teacher acts as an assessor when they offer feedback or correction and grade students in a various way. Students need to know how and for what they are being assessed. In this way, students will have a clear idea of what they need to do for concentrate. But assessor drawback is critical issue of fairness. When students are criticized of score poor grade and find that other students have severely criticized for equally good or bad perform, they tend to be extremely unhappy. And the fourth is prompter. When we prompt, we need to do it sensitively and encouragingly, but with distraction. But prompter drawback is if we are too adamant, we risk taking initiative away from the student, and if we are too retiring, we may not supply the right amount of encouragement. The fifth is participant. Teacher might want to join in activity, not as a teacher, but also as a participant in their own right. For the teacher, participating in activity is more enjoyable than acting as a resource. Students also will enjoy having the teacher. And the sixth is resource. Teachers as a resource will want to be helpful and available. Teacher can be one of the most important resource student when they ask how to say or write something, want to know what a word or phrase mean, and want to know information in the middle of an activity, or where to look for something. But resource drawback is teachers have to resort to use to spoon feed their student so that they become over reliant on the teacher. 7 is tutor. Teacher can act as tutor working with individual or small group of students and point them in the good direction. The term implies a more intimate relationship than the controller or organizer. Teacher will allow more personal and real change for students to feel supported and helped. And the third drawback is you have to make sure the teacher do not to intrude too much or too little. The last is observer. Teacher act as an observer to observe what students do, especially in oral communicative activities, so that teacher can give them useful group and individual feedback and also observe our material and activities. Observation is the first and the most powerful step toward for teaching practice. Observation reveals a wealth of information about students, their competence and skill.
Material is teacher as performer. Like I say, a teacher can be called an actor because a teacher must be able to play a role in the class. When they outside the classroom, must different when they in the class. In the class, teacher must be able to show more energetic, funny, creative, or anything. Teacher must be able to get student to study. Example, a teacher having problem in his life. He said he angry, disappointed, but he shouldn't bring into the class. In the class, he must still look cheerful, funny, energetic. He must be able to show a role.
Okay guys, the last material is the teacher as teaching aid. In this section, there are 3 points that the teacher use in teaching aid. First is mime and gesture, second is language models, and the last is provider of comprehensible input. Okay, mime and gesture. One of things that we are uniquely able to do on the spot is to use mime, gesture, and expression to convey meaning and atmosphere. Using gesture and mime, it spark interest and encourage participant. In addition to your voice, you could use hand, your eyes, or more frequently, a combination of both. Set gesture and mime can be simple and effective and will encourage the student to speak, thereby reducing teacher talking time and they will save the time. There are 5 ways to process mime and gesture in teaching aid. First is giving direction. Second is vocabulary. Third is practice. Third is practice. Fourth is production, and the last is culture. Next, the second material is language model. Students get models of language from textbooks, reading materials of all sorts, and from audio and video tapes. But we can also model language ourselves. For example, the saying of a dialogue or the reading aloud of a text, like reading poetry or singing. I think how the intonation either up or down, like anger, pleasure, or sadness. I think it can be understood more. Reading passage aloud, the student can capture imagination and mood like nothing else, but in order for this to work, we need to perform the reading in an interesting and committed way, and as with so many other activities, we must careful not to use this activity too frequently. And the last is provider of comprehensible input. It's certainly true that some teachers talk too much and that this is not necessarily advantageous for their students, especially since those teachers are unlikely to be permanently interesting. That a vital ingredient in the learning of any language, of course, exposure to it. The teacher know how to talk at just the right level so that even if our students don't understand every word we say, they do understand the meaning of what is being said. At such times, the language gains for the student are significant. However, we do need to be aware of how much we ourselves are speaking. If we talk all the time, however comprehensible our language is, the students are denied their own chance to practice production or get exposure through other means. For example, like listening or reading or watching movie. They may also become bored by listening to the teacher all the time. Nevertheless, the ways in which we use our voice, the ways in which we model language and employ gesture and expression are all basic and important teaching skills. I think that's all for our group. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.